Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Larry Bodenheimer and today we're taking a look at Jalapeno. Jalapeno is a 32-bit Trojan / dropper combination, and the reason this one's particularly interesting to me is because I've actually been looking for a sample of this that has an active server for quite a bit of time, and I found this one in a malware forum today. Before we run it, let's go ahead and take a look in VirusTotal. This has 57 out of 73 detections, last analyzed 17 minutes ago. Here are your tags. Here's the popular threat label. Here are your threat categories, and here are your family labels. Now, it would actually take longer to view who does detect this rather than who doesn't, so I'm just going to look at what names are not picking this up. Only 3 that I recognize. One is Baidu, which is Chinese. One is ClamAV, which I don't think anybody uses anymore. And one is WebRoot, which unfortunately quite a few people use, so keep this in mind. If we go to details, we can see the MD5, the SHA-1, and the SHA-256 all here. You don't need to make a note of this if you want to analyze it on your own, because these will be in the comments section as well. Now, if we look down here, we can see the creation time, and the first submission was March 30th. Now, this is quite old malware for what we review on the channel. However, PC2 is still up, so take that as you will. We do have 3 names this has been submitted under. One is build.exe, which is the one that I have. One is a random string of letters and numbers, most likely off of a malware forum. And we have one with a smaller string of letters and numbers, maybe a different malware forum. If we go to relations, we have 10 contacted URLs. One is just a random IP. One, it looks like steamcommunity.com. I can't tell if anything's missing or misspelled in that, but I don't see that it is. So I'm going to take a look at that at the end of the video. Not now, but later. And then we also have another Steam profile, which actually looks to be the same one. This one's just HTTP. We also have 13 contacted domains. This one's being picked up, xmr.2miners.com. So maybe it drops, that's the word I'm looking for, maybe it drops a miner of some sort. Something to keep in mind. And we have this Microsoft domain. 41 contacted IP addresses, and it may not surprise you that a lot of these are being picked up. I have no idea what KR is. That's not even picking up any detections, but I do want to see that. Oh, Korea. Okay, makes sense. Some out of Great Britain, Denmark. I'm missing a lot of malware from Denmark lately. All of these are from Denmark. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them. And then all of these with the 3s, and then you got a 50, 52, 54, 78, and we get ignore Google's DNS. But a lot of these are from Denmark. Some are from the US. And we have one from the UK that's being picked up as malicious. Yeah. I'll see any other countries on there that are picking up any detections. So if we go to behavior, again, I don't spend much time on behavior on this channel, but if you guys want to pause the video and look at that for yourself, you're more than able to do so. We have a bunch of detections for this. Sandbox flags it as malware, stealer, Trojan, adware, and evader. And then C2AE, VMRay, and Yomi Hunter pick it up as malware. We have a bunch of detections. 1 critical, 11 high, 6 medium, and 5 low crowdsourced Sigma rules. So I'm going to do this in kind of waves. Here's your first set. Here's your second. And we have 2 high, 1 medium, 5 low, and 1 info crowdsourced IDS rule. And finally, to end it out, we have 10 communities. Jaffa Cakes was here 5 months ago. Zerneus was here 9 minutes ago. And we have posts from Zerneus, Joe Security, VMRay, Carlos Cabal, Pedic, and Jaffa made 3 posts. Of course, this is automated. So now that we've taken a look at that, let's not close the browser. Let's go ahead and show the tools that we're going to be using. So we have... something's not open. I thought I told you to open. You were open and you closed. Suspicious. Anyway, we have Process Hacker, Wireshark, Fiddler Classic, Zooey, and Process Monitor. So I will go ahead and reset both Wireshark and Fiddler Classic. so that there's not a bunch of false positives in the way or red herrings. Last thing we'll do before we run the malware is check its properties. We go to details. We do have a file version of some sort here, but, you know, I'm not giving any points for 0000. Date modified today, obviously. Language is language neutral, and original file name is build.exe. With that being said, let's go ahead and pull up File Explorer. Let's minimize everything we don't need, and I can go ahead and just terminate the notification icon. That's fine. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and run the malware. This one actually requires us to have this running as administrator, so I'm just going to double click it. Do you want to allow this app from an unknown publisher to make changes to your device? Of course I do. Let's go ahead and click yes, and we see build, miner, and stealer. We're not even trying to hide it at this point, are we? Interesting. Okay. We've got SC, we've got a new process, and then everything is gone. Okay. Fair enough. So next, and yeah, that's literally it. The last few videos that we've been doing, things have been staying more persistent than that, or at least lasting longer. But it does not seem to be doing it this time, so it's quite interesting. Let's go ahead and just stop that. And we're going to save this as one and then start a new one. And then we're going to take a look in Fiddler Classic. We have nothing on HTTP, which is interesting. And if you're wondering why it's kind of out of place with the numbers, why it goes to 3 to 5, indicating one is missing, I hid everything from Zooey because it was putting up a lot of HTTP requests. Zooey over here. So nothing to do with Fiddler. I guess we can go and close that. I'll leave it open just in case. But we can also take a look at Process Monitor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and import this into Zooey. We're going to go to Import Data. We're going to go to Documents, 1, and then we'll let that filter while we filter this. So we're going to do 2 filters. One is going to be Operation is Create File. And then the other one is going to be process name is build.exe. And we're going to do quite a few of these names. So we're going to hit enter, enter, and it's going to filter through those events. And we have 493 events. Now, if it keeps showing events, that means that it is still running and we just can't see it. However, it shouldn't be able to hide itself from Process Hacker anyway. We could take a look just really quick and see if there's any like hidden services. See if any of these are missing descriptions, but as of right now, I don't think you had a description before. We go to details. Huh. I am curious. Oh? Well, that's interesting. We all of a sudden can't connect to VirusTotal. Let me pull up a browser on my main machine. Okay, it works on the main machine. I guess it's just preventing us from connecting to virustotal.com. That's interesting. That's interesting indeed. But I can still open abuse IPDB and the WHOIS. I'll try this again in a second, but this is something to keep in mind. So we can't analyze this right yet. Very interested in aggregator host, because I feel like that's supposed to have, what's the word I'm looking for? It's supposed to have a description, and definitely something to go along with it in terms of, like, detailed properties. Couldn't think of the word. But this is interesting indeed. You know what? So if I just go to here, I'm going to try moving this to a separate VM really quick. Let's go to, yeah, let's just move this over to my separate VM. Open up. No? I am taking a look at this. There's no detections. It was analyzed 20 hours ago, and it seems to be valid. I'm just really surprised as to why it doesn't have a description, but I digress. We'll leave it alone. Let me delete it off of that VM. Okay. So let's take a look here. It has multiple process IDs. It starts off with a prefetch of 6960, which it immediately deletes. But what else do we have here? It's accessing itself quite a bit. I'm looking for the ones that have name and path not found mostly. But so far, we're just seeming to see, standard DLLs. It accesses the C directory. We got a path not found here for GEC64. That's fine. That's not going to tell us anything. So what am I missing from you? EDP utility. CLI DLL. It is accessing PowerShell, which I figured it would. And here we go. So we've got miner.exe, which is put in the roaming category. Now, we did jump to this earlier, but if we try again, it's not here. Now, I'm not sure if that's just because it hides itself after a certain amount of time, or if it's gone. It does not seem to be there anymore. Okay, so even though these don't say name not found, these do seem to be gone. It looks like it's accessing this quite a bit. We've also got Stealer in the temp directory, which I assume, yeah, is gone as well. So that's something to keep in mind. So I would definitely be looking at the processes for both of these. Let's go ahead and crack open Stealer.exe. We're going to replace build with Stealer. Yes. I'll take the opportunity to pull up my recording software on the other window. So we have no prefetch, or wait, we probably do. Yeah, there's the prefetch there. What do we have that looks suspicious? I see a lot of successes. I'm just going to skim through those really quick, but I am still more interested in the name not founds, because that means it deleted things it did not want me to see, which are probably important to what it does. History Internet Explorer 5. Interesting. Okay. iNet cookies. iNet cache. Recent servers. FileZilla. Interesting. Alright. And that seems to be it. Doesn't really look for much, at least from what we can tell. And the last one we're going to do is miner.exe, although I feel like we're not going to get much from that if it's just a Bitcoin miner. But we can try anyway. What's the harm? And yeah, there's 41 events. So we've got the prefetch, we got sharing violations, but it didn't seem to create or delete anything important. It just accessed PowerShell. It accessed Dialer. What? Oh, and look at this. We've got something interesting in program data, if it's not gone. And it's not. So we've got program data, we got a random folder, and a random executable. Now, I'm wondering if this isn't just the same program, but I'm kind of doubting it. Let's open the properties for this one. File sizes are different. Okay, let's see if I can access this now. I'm sure I can't, but... Alright, unable to connect. So it looks like some process or some group policy, or something like that is preventing me from using it. That's okay, because I still have multiple virtual machines. So let's drag this over in VirusTotal. VirusTotal.com. You're coming with me. Confirm and upload. Okay, that can't be right. Let me drag it to the desktop first. So this has Windows Defender enabled, and it was not detected. But it is detected in VirusTotal. So if we look over here, this seems to be the miner. Huh, I wonder why it was stored in a different way in a different directory, and this is 64-bit. So if we keep looking, it's just got a random popular threat label besides Zusi. Bunch of detections. So I wonder if this is the miner that's meant to run on system startup. That would be interesting. Let's go ahead and close that. Something to definitely keep in mind. So I'll definitely restart the computer at the end of this and see what happens. But it was not deleted. Dialer.exe is wild, but okay. Fair enough, I guess. And it's not running. I did check and see if there were any like hidden processes, but I'm not seeing anything here. But let's go ahead and take a look at Zooey. This was running as well, so I will tell you what. I will stop this really quick, save it as 2, and have it run one more time, but I doubt we're going to return to it again. So let's look at this one first. Let's query the pool. And we have 15 shapes, 160 rows. We have a minor capture loss, but we do have some events immediately. So third, we've got etinfo observe DNS query to ngrok. We've seen this before. We've seen another malware on this channel connect to this domain. So there we go. We've got a 2-tier alert. Coin miner observe DNS query to cryptocurrency mining pool domain xmr.2miners.com. Now, if you remember, this was in the VirusTotal detections for contacted domains. Okay. And then we've got a notice, which is probably an invalid certificate. And it is. SSL certificate validation failed. And we have another alert here. Observed a Telegram domain. Interesting. Another notice. Is this? Yeah. Validation failed. Another notice. Probably validation failed. Indeed. Anything else? No. So let's try that 2.pcapng. Let's go ahead and try that. And I'm going to take a look at a few of these. I said I was going to look at the Steam profile at the end, but we're not going to be able to pull up VirusTotal again once we restart the computer, so we'll probably have to do it now. But first, I'm going to take a look at this 2miners.com. Best Monero XMR mining pool. We are delisting Monero mining pools from 2miners on June 10th. Switch to Zephyr. Interesting. Choose your mining server. The 2 in Europe. Is this like cloud mining? It makes sense. Okay. So it's just another one of those mining websites. Probably not malicious on its own, but it's probably been used with so many like Bitcoin miner programs that it has a very low reputation. That's just what I'm guessing. So if we go to steamcommunity.com with the HTTP first, is that like unsecure traffic? This leads to an IP address. Now that's interesting. And this is an HTTPS. So if we copy and paste this, potential security risk ahead. Firefox detected a potential security threat and did not continue. If we go to learn more, oh, it's not actually going to tell us anything. Okay. Uses an invalid security certificate. It's not trusted because it is self-signed. I'm going to continue anyway. 404 page not found. Now, is that really a 404, or is it just something to hide itself from people that might be taking a look at this and analysis? Probably just hiding itself. But if I want to take this IP... Oh, wait, we can't run it through VirusTotal. At least not on this machine. Yeah, problem loading page. Okay. One more time. Come over here. Go to virustotal.com. URL. And it does actually seem to be down. Okay. And we can take a look at this here. So we've got it detected by 7 companies. No community posts, and not really any details other than spyware and malware and malicious, but it does unfortunately seem to be down, which I'm not surprised, but still. Okay, and then we have the same one, I believe, just in HTTPS. I mean, we can look anyway. And yeah, it's the exact same thing. Oh, look at that. Oh, so I'm assuming they were checking this and were just putting up the IP address that was active for this, but it looks like it hasn't been updated in a while, which again makes sense. The malware's, what, 6 months old almost? So something to keep in mind there. And then we've got this IP, which does seem to be different. But you know, now that I think about it, was that on the list? Let's go back. Let's open... Right, I'm an idiot. Let's open that, thing in a new tab. I think I saw a 7.8. I did. 7.8.4.7. So this one's different. Oh, wait, no, it's not. It's the third option. Okay, and if we check this, I'm sure it'll be down. Or it's not. Huh. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's try all of these. I'm actually intelligent. Some say that I have the biggest brain of all time. Problem loading page, secure connection failed. Peer reports it experienced an internal error. Okay, so we're not going to be able to proceed on that, which is fine. And then we've got a 5. Okay. And we try that. Potential security risk ahead. Self-signed. Accept the risk and continue. This is a default web page generated for this by Plesk. Most likely this was being used for the C2, but it was abandoned. Plesk probably shut it down. And I've never heard of Plesk before. I don't know their stance on things like that. But I'm assuming that's what happened, that this was shut down. And now they're reserving it for someone else to use. But this connection refused. Okay, and it looks like this just goes to secure connection failed. Okay. So it looks like some of these are actually still running. Maybe not the Plesk one, but the 7.8 that we tried where it said secure connection, or not secure connection failed, where it said connection refused, that's probably still active. If I had to guess. And then we do have all of these contacted IP addresses, but this should not be a surprise to you when I tell you I'm not going to look at every single one of those. But there's only really one thing to do now, and that is to restart the machine. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's stop Wireshark, right-click, restart. I'm not updating this machine. Don't even try it, Windows. I know you're thinking about it. You better stop. No, my God. Okay, we're at 100%. Are we done? Any second now. Thank you. Okay, put in the password. Why is it not typing my password? Go, 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 go. Hurry. Hurry, I need to open Process Hacker. Hurry. Why are you taking so long? You don't ever take this long. Why are you taking this long now? Get the hell out of the way! I don't want to be almost done setting up my PC. I'm not seeing any suspicious processes, but at the same time, I'm probably too late. Oh? That was interesting. I don't think it was malicious, but it was definitely interesting. And I don't see that randomly named process running. Setup.exe, it says Microsoft Edge installer, and it's running, so that's probably installing updates for it. Not suspicious enough of that to follow it any further. So it looks like the persistence may have been cap. So at this point, I think we've really taken a look at everything that needs to be analyzed for Jalapeno. I will give this a couple of minutes to keep running, but at this point, I'm going to say that this is going to be the end of the episode. I hope you guys did enjoy, and if you're new to the server, if you're new to the channel, please make sure to leave a like, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you would like to see next. My name is Larry Bodenheimer. You guys have been amazing, and I will see you in the next one.